everyone. My name is Mary Walters of EnergyGirl, LLC here outside Chicago, Illinois. I'm talking today about the extended version of the daily energy routine. This version has explanations of each exercise and a little bit more information about energy work versus the quick version, which is another video, which is the 5-minute a day. Once you learn the exercises and understand why you're doing them with this exercise or this video, you go in and you do the 5-minute one every day. And it's wonderful. So this routine is all based on Donna Eden's daily energy routine. Donna Eden is a pioneer of energy work, energy medicine, and this is her routine that she has realized helps people balance and keep in balance their basic energetic system. It has a cumulative effect, so the longer you do it, the more time you do this, days, weeks, months, years, the more cumulative effect you have. These exercises are based on a few different energy rules that she's come to believe and know. Not just her, but energy practitioners know that energy, first of all, needs space to move in the body. So we need to move the body and break up congestion. And so a lot of these exercises have that as a basic theme, is to make space for energy to move. The other exercise, or the other rule, I should say, is where energy is made to cross over from one side of the body to the other. For people who know a little bit about the body's anatomy, and someone who, say, has a stroke on the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body, so you're going to have opposite effect of the residual. So same thing with energy work. Energy is designed to cross over in the body, so figure eights are crucial to energy healing because they are all about that crossover from side to side, that infinity symbol, which is why it's in my logo as well there on the wall. And so we're going to start today with what I like to do is the spooning exercise and a sitting exercise, which is easy to do while you're spooning your feet. Now, you can use a stainless steel spoon or a spoon that sticks to a magnet. You can use it if it sticks. And this is all about, again, setting your body up so that it can receive the best benefit of these exercises. We're going to do what's called the spooning of the feet. And again, you're going to take your spoon that sticks to a magnet and just spoon the bottom of your feet. It doesn't matter whether you have bare feet or socks, but just not through shoes. It's not going to be able to do it through shoes. Rubber-soled shoes are not good for energy work. It sort of blocks our grounding abilities. So after we spoon our feet, this resets our polarity. And our polarity is all about us being able to connect energetically to the earth so we're able to fully ground. Energy work and healing, any transformation is not going to be able to happen if we are not grounded. So by resetting our polarity to a correct reset with a spoon every day is a great way to start the day. So then while we're in a seating position, we're going to do both legs, so it doesn't matter what side you start with. You've got a straight leg here and then a leg that's crossed over. The straight leg, you're going to take that same side, that same arm, and put on the ankle. The crossed over leg, you're going to have that same arm crossing over and wrapping your hand around your heel. And you're going to take a deep breath in as you pull up your spine and pull the leg in towards you a little bit. And then exhale, releasing both. We're going to do this 3 times. And then we're going to switch sides. So all breath and energy work is in through the nose and out through the mouth. This activates the front and back sides of our body, front and back meridians, governing and central. That's a whole nother video about meridians. What this Wayne Cook exercise does is it helps to de-scramble our minds. When our energies are scrambled and we feel like we are all over the place, we can't complete a sentence, we are getting ready to do a big presentation, and our nerves, the butterflies are going crazy in our solar plexus and our gut. We just do the quick Wayne Cook, and it helps just bring in the calm, bring in clarity. And the last part of this is to do steepled fingers and thumbs matched together, with the touching thumbs right in between the eyebrows, all the fingers pointing up to the heavens. And we're going to take a deep breath in. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth for a couple deep breaths worth. And the last part of this is to pull across the forehead and shake it off. That's the Wayne Cook. This nicely flows into the next exercise called the crown pull. The crown pull is where you take your fingers at the midline of your scalp and push a little bit of pressure in and then pull across about an inch or two away from the midline. And you're going to do it all throughout the back of the head, all the way down to the back of the neck. And again, this is making space in your scalp, in your skull, for energy and glucose and oxygen to move around more freely in your brain cavity. Everything can move a little with that very minute little shift of your skull bones that we just did, and then you just hang here on your shoulders when you're done. So that one's all about, again, making space. It's also great for headache prevention. Doing that on a regular basis. If you're prone to headaches, you might notice a little bit less intensity or less in volume. And the next exercises are all going to be standing. We're going to do what's called the 4 taps or the 4 thumps. The first tap is right here at the cheekbones. It's actually the stomach to acupressure point, and we're going to tap the cheekbones. These first 2 taps we're going to do also assist in grounding. There's energy highways that come up from the feet, from the earth, through the feet, up into the body, and then there's other energy pathways that come down from the universe, through our head, down into our body that way. So there's a constant up and down activity of these energy highways, I call them, or meridians. And so this activates the meridians that come from the stomach, or from the head to the feet. The next one is the K27s, where you find the end of your clavicle and you come down a little bit, about an inch below that. There's a little groove there between the rib bones, and we're just going to tap. And again, I tap pretty much with a finger cluster, so it's not just a single area that you're tapping, it's more just the general area. And you're tapping and thumping. These are what's called the kidney 27s, or the K27s. This is the ending point of the kidney meridian, which starts on the bottom of our feet. And so this activates and really works with the meridians that come up from the feet into the, from the earth through the feet, versus the first tap, which really works on the meridians that come down. The third tap is right here at the breastbone. I'm going to move my necklace here as I tap my chest bone. This is the Thymus Tap. The thymus is a little gland that sits behind the breastbone, which is actually responsible for making T cells, which is a component of our white blood cells. Our white blood cells are part of our immune system, so this is one of the taps that boosts the immune system. And then the fourth tap is the spleen, which again is right here at the rib cage on the side. And we're tapping. The spleen metabolizes our food, what we eat and drink. It's also great for immune system as well. But not only does it metabolize what we eat and drink and come into contact with, but it metabolizes our thoughts and emotions as well. So it's a great tap to do when you want the chocolate cake for dessert, but it's also a great tap to do when you're sitting in a negative headspace. Whether you have anger or sadness or grief, because your spleen is having to process the negative emotions as well that you're sitting in. So you're giving your spleen a little bit of reprieve and assistance here with the spleen tap. So the next one's called the crossover shoulder pull. It doesn't matter what side you start with. You're just going to pick a shoulder and come over and do the opposite hip. And again, I'm just sort of sweeping off the back. This is reminding your body that energies are to cross over. And again, this is just a reminder every day. This is how you're supposed to work. It feels good if you're not in a right position. Doing this will actually make you feel like you're resetting, like the puzzle pieces are starting to come into place. The cross crawl is the next exercise, and this is, again, all about opposite sides. It doesn't matter what side you start on. It's Hands to the opposite hip or knee. You can go big arms. You can go little arms. You can go down to your feet if you want. You can just do this while you're sitting down, just to lift the leg up a little bit. And again, it's all about crossing the energies over. Some people who have dyslexia might have issues with this, or other issues where the brain is not set to cross over. Excuse me. And if there's issues in doing this exercise, like it's more exhausting or the coordination isn't there, there is a repatterning exercise, which is a whole nother video. So we can work on that if that's an issue. The next exercise is called Connecting Heaven and Earth. This is very grounding, and what we're doing here is two things. We're going to start with fresh energy, shake it off, hands to our thighs, and we're going to imagine that energy coming up from the earth, up through our feet, into our thighs. As we come into prayer position, and we're going to take a deep breath as we bring one hand up and one hand down. We're coming as close to a 90-degree bend in our wrists as we can as we stretch. So I like to do one set where I'm looking down at the hands, stretching the joints. Joints actually love this exercise. Somebody that saw energy said they actually have a little bit more synovial fluid that comes into the joints when they do this exercise. And then another stretch on the other side. And again, I usually hold this for about a breath or two before I switch sides. I do the next one with the looking up to again stretch the top part of the spine and the neck. And what we're doing here is with our hands, we're releasing and receiving at the same time what we need and don't need from the heaven and from the earth, connecting heaven and earth. And we end this one with a hang just at the waist. It doesn't matter if you can touch your feet or not, you're just hanging at the waist for a couple of deep breaths. Again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then we're going to come up making figure eights, however you want to make them. Figure eights can be individual arms doing their own thing, like I'm doing here, bigger ones. You can do little ones. You can do same arms. You can turn it into a dance and hula. You can do this whole routine to music. Put on your favorite songs. And when you get that 5-minute version, doing it every day, put on your music and just dance. However you want to work this in. The next exercise is called the hookup. We're using our middle fingers with this. And we're going to take one middle finger and put it inside our navel, and the other one in between our eyebrows at our third eye chakra. And we're going to push in a little bit and then lift the skin up. And we're just going to hold this position for a couple deep breaths. So what this is this actually clears away any excess neurological noise that is in our nervous system, it's in our minds, it's in our lives. So again, I happen to be, a yawner, meaning when my energies sink up, I yawn. Some people do a heavy sigh or a spontaneous deep breath, but that's a yawn. Ooh, excuse me. So another thing with the hookup, and you can stay hooked up for 10 minutes. Doesn't matter. You can't overdose on any of these exercises. If they feel good to you, keep doing them. This exercise, interestingly enough, has been known to stop a seizure. You can do this on yourself. Perhaps if you get some sort of warning before you have a seizure, you can assume this position, and perhaps it will stop the seizure or lessen it. You can do this on someone who's having one, assuming your safety and their safety is achieved first. But animals as well. You can do this on animals if they're having a seizure, and it might stop the seizure from happening. It depends on what's causing it, actually, but it has been known. Okay. The Celtic Weave, again, we're starting with fresh energy, shaking it off. We're coming up to the sides of our ears, and again, this is all about crossover and making space. Coming in, crossing the elbows, and pushing out. At the waist, crossing our arms and pushing out. At the feet, crossing our arms, pushing out, and then we're scooping up and over the backside. So what we're doing here is we're actually strengthening our aura. Our aura is a bioenergetic field, electromagnetic field that we have that surrounds our bodies. We have, it's actually made, or appears, it's made of a weave pattern. So when we do figure eights in our space, we're actually helping to tighten that weave. When we're doing the Celtic Weave, we're actually, again, bringing the crossover into that weave pattern and pushing the aura out. The aura, again, is a huge protector of our energies. It's our first line of defense when we look at how things affect our bodies. Everything has to come through our aura first in order for us to affect it. So whether you're talking about people in our environment, in our lives that have negative energies, it's protecting us against that. It's also protecting us against negative energies or toxins in the environment. So we want our aura to be strong. We want to make sure that there's no holes, leaks, or tears in it. And so make it basically impenetrable. So that exercise is all about strengthening the aura and, again, crossing over. So the zip up is the last exercise. We're going to, again, pretend there's a zipper in front of our body. We're also going to do the back side as well. But we're going to zip up, literally zip up our energies. So we are protected, our energies are protected from everybody, everything, from toxins, and keeping our energies, our energetic core safe. So from the pubic bone to the up to the lips and then come out, we're literally just pretending there's a zipper and we are zipping up and doing it 3 times. And then we're going to lock it in place and throw away the key. The back side as well. Tailbone, I'm not coordinated enough to reach hand to hand, but we're going to imaginarily grab it and bring it around to the lips as well on the back side. So back, coming around to the front, there, back, coming around to the front, and lock it and throw away the key. And I think I just made a new word, imaginarily. I think I just made that word up, but you all knew what I meant. So that is the end of the daily routine with explanations. It's the extended version. Once you understand the concept of these exercises, watch the quick version and do the quick version every day. It's about 5 minutes, and again, there's no explanations. It's just the exercises. There is a extended version recording also with bonus exercises, a few extra important add-ons that I like to do during my personal daily routine. But again, if there's any questions, any comments, throw them down below. By all means, please subscribe. I'd love to hear feedback, and thank you for visiting EnergyGirl YouTube channel. Everybody, please have a wonderful day. Thank you.